So here's a quick tip on how to use the gamut warnings. You can find the gamut warnings up here above the histogram in the camera raw dialog box. There are two triangles. The white triangle is your shadow gamut warning, and the black one is your highlight warning. So you can turn those off and on whenever you need them, but this is a great way to learn how to edit. So if your picture is really, really bright and blown out, you're going to get a red gamut warning. So I just did that on purpose. So you can see that these are stripes of light on a cinder block wall. And when you get that red warning, that means that your picture, if you printed it, would only show white paper. It would have no ink on it at all. There'd be no texture, no details. So you don't want that ever really. In fact, almost 100% of the time, you do not want to have a red gamut warning. So I want to be able to see that wall almost like I could reach out and touch it. And for that, I need to be able to see the texture and detail. The same goes for your shadow gamut warnings is if your picture is really dark, and you will get a blue warning. And this means that if you made a print, 100% black ink is going to be printed in those locations. So those are shadows being cast on that wall. I don't want it to be so dark that I can't see any texture or detail. So if I start to lighten the black in the picture, you can see that I start to be able to see the lines of the wall and the bricks. So what you're looking for is getting the most contrast you can, but also keeping detail and texture in both your highlight areas and your shadow areas. You'll notice that there's still a little bit of blue here giving me a shadow gamut warning. In that case, when you have a dark area in a picture, I like to see a little bit of that blue. I hardly ever like to see the red warning unless it's like a sparkle of a diamond or something. So that's just a little bit of detail of how you can play with those gamut warnings to see if you're making a good edit. And then you just have to use common sense and sort of your memory of how the image looked. And also note that when you're using the sliders, it sort of gives you a cheat sheet. As you move to the right, it gets lighter, and then it shows you that it's getting darker as you move to the left. So that's a quick tip on how to use the gamut warnings, and to turn them off, you just click on those triangles again. That's it.